If you're tired of launching burnout, cold DMs, or waiting for paid ads to start working, this is for you. I'm pulling back the curtain on the exact system that I use and teach my clients to turn a free community into a full-blown sales machine that books calls, enrolls clients, and grows on autopilot. This is the same framework that helped me sign 7 clients on day 1 of launch without chasing leads or without going viral. The same system that helped us to grow a top 1% community on Skool. Inside this masterclass, I'm going to walk you through how you can begin to build a free group that sells for you, even if you have under 100 members. Let's dive in. All of you have the ability right now in any niche that you're a part of to build a community where people are excited to show up and engage and be a part of something bigger than themselves. And that's what you have the ability to do here. Okay. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So by the end of this training, I really want you to understand how to build a free community that grows your audience, nurtures your leads, and converts them into clients on autopilot. This is those people who are in your audience who have their hands up. They're like, I need help. I have a relationship with you. It would be the next logical step for me to work with you. That's what I want to help you to cultivate with your audience. Okay. So you're going to learn how to make your free group, do the selling for you, and walk away with clarity on how to make it happen in your business, no matter what your niche is. We're going to show you behind the scenes of what we're doing in ours and how you can really like clone that and model that no matter what niche that you're really in or really a part of. Okay. So what we're going to cover, why your community is your funnel, the engagement equation. So this works even if you have under 100 members. Okay. How to automate your community funnel without burning out. And also how to turn this into a client generating machine in 30 to 90 days. So look, we have people, and I'm going to give you some examples, some clients who are doing this right out of the gate. Like within the first 30 days, growing communities that are top 1% on Skool. It's pretty insane. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of communities. So look, this is for you. You're in the right place. I just want to make this clear. You're a coach. You're a course creator. You're a service provider. You have impact on your heart and you want a space online where you can add value and help more people. Okay. If any of these resonate with you, type me in the chat. If that is you, if you're like, yeah, me, type me in the chat. Maybe you're tired of chasing leads in the DMs all freaking day. That was me. That was me 100%. I'm going to get into that in a second. You have or you want to have a free community, but you're really not sure how to monetize it. And let's be honest, guys, and it's funny, Steve and I spoke with someone last week, has an incredible free community, but isn't monetizing it. And we'll get into why I feel like it's a mistake in a little bit, but we need to know how to monetize it. Why? Because if our business can bring more income, guess what? We can hire more people. We can help more people. We can get our message into the hands of more people, the more it grows, right? Maybe you have or you want to have a scalable offer. So something that serves more people one to many, where you can impact more lives and make more money. Right? Do what you love and get paid for it. Interesting that we all have that available to us. It's pretty amazing. Maybe you're just ready to grow your audience and your income without launching constantly. Paid ads are burning out. I see a lot of me's in the chat. Yeah, a me and a me and a me. Yes. Okay. So look, this training would mean nothing if you didn't have a little understanding of where I came from in this business world, and why the hell you should even listen to me, to be honest. Okay. So why I built this, obviously this little bean has a lot to do with it. This is Kylo. This is Steve and I's son. So Steve's here. You all know Steve. He's the co-founder of our community. And this is our baby boy. He's like 4 years old. And it was really when I became pregnant with him. I had started like my first business. I was slinging hubcaps that I found in a dumpster on eBay for 99 cents each. And my phone was just going like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And I was just selling stuff left and right out of my garage. I had that business for a lot of years. It was like a 6-figure business. I was 15 years old. It was incredible. And so when I was, when we were starting to get pregnant, I realized there were a lot of women out there who they didn't have their own source of income. They had to figure out a way to support their family. And a lot of times that meant asking their husband for money. And they didn't want to have to do that. They didn't want to have to rely on somebody else or give their freedom away by asking someone else for money. And so I started down this coaching realm of helping moms start side hustles on eBay. And the goal there was to help them make $1,000 in a weekend. That was really like the whole thing. Because if they can do it once, they can do it again. So just helping them get to that point. So then that opened up the coaching world for me. And that was at this point, yeah, like 5.5, 6 years ago. And I just remember, oh my gosh, just days and weeks of just feeling like banging my head against the wall. Like I remember crying and wondering, I'm like, is this really what running a coaching business is supposed to feel like? Because you got to understand, I came from this world where I put a product up online and then it just sold. Guys, I didn't have to promote it. I didn't have to go in the DMs to try to find somebody who was interested in a fucking hubcap. All I had to do was just take a picture of it, make a listing about it, and then it just sold. There was nothing else to it. So then enter this world of coaching, I thought it would be the same way. So what did I do? I made a website. I put the link in my bio to booking a call in my Calendly, right? And I built this epic funnel, this really cool training. Okay. And I was so excited. I was so excited. I remember pulling up that training and guess who was there? Me, a party of one. Can we just zoom out for a second real quick and just realize how far we've come from there? All of you chose to come here today and you made space on your calendar to be here. And you didn't leave me here alone with this presentation in this ultimate system that has completely changed our life. And that's what I want to share with you today. Look, from that moment, I spent over $25,000 on ad, not to mention $3,800 a month for the team running those ads with a $2,500 a month ad spend. Guess what that gave me in my business? Debt and shitty leads that kept me behind the computer screen for hours and hours and hours a day on sales calls with unqualified leads who weren't a fit for my program. So ads to try to solve my problem of not wanting to be in the DMs all day didn't help. In fact, it was terrible. And I had to burn myself out, dig myself out of that hole. By the end of it, I was like over $45,000 in credit card debt. I made the decision, I made the decision that by my 30th birthday, I would no longer have any credit card debt. I told Steve this when we were in the hot tub. I was like, mark my words. One day from today, I will be credit card debt free and out of this fucking hole that I dug us into because of me investing, making poor decisions in my business. One of these is one of them. And I have to say, the day before my next birthday, which was exactly when I said I would have had that paid off, what did I do, Steve? Can you unmute yourself real quick?
Yeah, you paid it off.
Did it with
Yeah.
one day to spare.
Yes.
Okay.
Good to see everyone, by the way.
Yes. And like Steve is like such a big piece of like why this is all working. And that's where I'm excited to reveal this. But like I was spending all day on sales calls. He can verify this. He remembers coming up inside, Steve, every morning, especially when we lived in Colorado Springs. What was I doing every morning? What was I
Yeah,
doing,
you're
Steve?
locked in the office.
Why? What was I doing?
I don't even know what you're doing, honestly, sometimes. You were just in there for, I don't even know how many hours on end, but yeah, I don't even know sometimes, to be honest.
Yeah. So this business that I started for freedom to be home with my son, instead, guess what? He had a nanny from 8 a.m. to about 3:30 p.m. When meanwhile, I was locked in my office, didn't even leave to get a drink or to get lunch. I was locked in my office with my face glued to my computer because I was trying to book sales calls to enroll clients into my business. And then guess what? Steve would come home, the nanny would leave, we'd go to Lifetime, and guess what? I'd do a quick 30-minute workout and sit in the cafe while they did stuff at Lifetime so that I could book calls and sign clients. I would take calls at Lifetime, and it was cool though, because like, I'd meet up with Steve, I'd be like, I just signed a client. It was cool because there'd be that like adrenaline rush of like, this is working. Moments like that made it worth it. But was it? But was it? Okay. So all this time, income roller coaster. I spent over $100,000 on coaches. Basically this, I wasn't free. I was trapped. I was enslaved to my business. So all my energy was going into client acquisition, not coaching, not creating, not scaling, just hustling constantly. And it put me in debt and it put me constantly chasing leads. And that's just not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do that anymore. So what did I do? Originally what we did was that we actually put our paid clients into a community. And I was just going to use that to house my paid clients. And I was just going to fulfill my coaching program there. And then I started to realize, wow, I don't know why this information's behind a paywall. Why can't we just open this up so that more people can experience what we're building here? Why would we hold this information to ourselves? So that's when an interesting shift happened. Got to understand what happened up here. I went from this world, everything has to be behind a paywall, to now, let's just share our value. Let's just focus on helping people and let's just see what happens. So now we didn't just focus on having this group to hold our premium offer. We started to see it as a funnel, a place to send all of our traffic, provide all of our lead magnets, and a place to nurture leads, a place to make my offer visible and natural. A place where we could decide we're going to host a training like this and reach out to people we feel like it'd be a good fit for that will actually show up to it. Okay. So this was a huge mindset shift that I had to have. Okay. And so what started to happen, we started to look at the community as a funnel and it started to work. Okay. The day we launched our new structure, okay, so our offer to this community, right? We signed 7 clients that day. 7 clients that day. Okay, so this is the exact system that I'm going to walk you through is how we are using this free community, how we're using it as a place to add value, to nurture, to set, to house lead magnets, to just all the incredible things that we're doing there. That's it. And then look, there you are, Steve. I had to bring you into this. So this is the reality. If I can help you believe and understand that your free community is your funnel and that it can be your number one client engine, then you'll no longer need to grind in the DMs, try to figure out what's not working in your business and jump ship, like trying a new social media platform or trying a new strategy or trying to build more systems into your business, because that's not what you need, right? What I want to help you do is figure out one place that you can put your effort into that can grow your business and build a system that works for you, not you working for it 24/7. Because I know how that feels and it sucks. And that's not the freedom that any of you are looking for. And I know that because I've been there. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through the 3 core shifts. These are shifts that we made in our mindset and shifts that we made in our business to help us build a scalable community funnel. And has helped our clients do the same. So do you guys want to see how it works? Do you want me to show you? Okay, I see some thumbs up, so let's freaking go. Okay, so here's the reality. So we're gonna first, we can't do the rest of the system without talking about the hidden funnel inside of your free community and how you can plug this in now. There's a reason that we have a 2 community system. And so anybody who asks, should I have 1 community or should I have 2? Well, here's the answer. Eventually you should have both. Eventually. But most of you should not have both in the beginning. Okay, hold on. Let me Betsy in real quick. Okay, most of you should not have 2 communities in the beginning. Why? Because it's going to be a distraction for you. Building 1 community is enough work. To all of you who have been building a community, you know that. You're like, yeah, Jamie, I get it. It's hard work. Okay, so many people, most people, and I was one of them, believe that you need the most complex funnel or to spend hours in the DMs to sell your offer. It's not true. It's not true. And if you're questioning whether or not that's true, just stay with me because I'm going to prove to you that it is, because it's working for us, it's working for our clients. But I was sold that too, that you had to do those things and nothing else in order to be successful in your business. And it's just not true. Okay. So here's what I used to believe. Okay. Sorry, I have some people entering, so I'm getting a little distracted. So I used to think that if I just got better at content creation, or if I stayed consistent in the DMs or even worked longer in the DMs or hired a setter in the DMs, that I'd finally see consistent sales coming in. Right? Because if it's starting to work and if I don't like spending all day there, then why don't I just replace myself or do more of it? It's going to work better, right? Which is what I did at Lifetime, right? More of it. I did more. But what if the answer wasn't more? What if the answer was a different system that made it so you could do less and leverage your time and produce more results, better results. Right. But I was constantly chasing. It was draining. The truth is, that's not how I wanted to scale. Okay. I wanted freedom in a business that works for me. Okay. So I started to realize, what if I have a free community? And that's a place where this is a little redundant because we just talked about it, but it's okay. I just want to drive this home. What if we could build trust there? What if we could nurture leads? What if we could convert clients all in one place? No more, okay, should I focus on Instagram this month and try to get along with the algorithm here so that it shows me to more people and I can build an audience? And then have it start to work, and then next month the algorithm hates you and doesn't show you to the 100 people who used to like your stuff? Or those 100 people who used to see your stuff and like it, engage in it, now they're somewhere else and don't see your stuff anymore, so you just completely lost them? No, I wanted a platform that I can control. Not to mention I built up my following on Instagram to 10,000 people and then overnight it disappeared, never to hear from Instagram again about it. So I realized I need a platform that is growing my list, is systemized, and is working for us. Guys, I built my Instagram up for 4 or 5 years. We had massive engagement on that profile. It disappeared overnight. Overnight, like that. My entire business was gone. I hadn't even built up a list from that traffic. Had no way to connect with any of them ever again. Some of them found me, but most of them not, which sucks. Okay. So here's what we do. Okay. So this is the same model that we teach in Membership Launch Lite. So this is how your community becomes the funnel. Okay. And some of you may have seen this before. If you have, we're going to go deeper into some elements that I actually haven't really taught on in this capacity before. So here's what this looks like. You have traffic, organic or paid. Okay. This could be from Skool itself. This could be social media, Instagram, LinkedIn. I don't care what social media you use. That's not the point. The point is, wherever you're driving traffic, they're going to your free community. Why? In our free community, we have a beautiful opportunity to teach them what our system is, why we do it, and help them get bought in to this being the thing they need to get the results. So your people are at point A. Okay, they have struggles, they have challenges, they have something that they're frustrated by. And they know what they want. They want this end result. They want to get their dream outcome, the vision that they have for their life, their health, their fitness, their business, whatever. You need to, in your free community, show them that your program is the bridge to get them from where they are to where they want to go. That's the goal. Okay. So a lot of people make this mistake in their free community. They actually, and it's funny, I made the mistake. Remember I said my paid clients were in my community and I was just serving my clients there. That's a mistake. Why? Your paid clients are ready for a different level of you and your systems than your free clients. Okay. Most of you here on this call probably don't know, like some of you might not even know if you want to use Skool. Some of you might not even know, okay, if I was to sign up for Skool, what's my niche? What's my offer? What's my price? Who's my ideal client? You have questions. So if I was to come in here and teach you how to today price your offer, it's probably going to go over some of your heads. Why? Because you're not ready for that. So if you look at this training and you zoom out as a whole, I'm teaching you the structure and the strategy, which some of you will walk away from this. You can go and implement all of this and have massive success. But you've got to understand there's things that we would teach our paid clients that you're not ready for yet. But the purpose of this training is to help you understand how everything fits together so that by the end of this, you might be like, yeah, actually, I freaking love this. I need help. I want help. That's just the reality of it. But so your free community is that lever. And I didn't have that before. So I was trying to go from organic to a paid offer. And I was missing this whole chunk in between that makes that a next logical step, right? So, okay, end rant there. So there's a couple things we do. We do an onboarding call, which if you guys have seen in our community, We get testimonials left and right from this onboarding call that Steve takes with people. Why? There's value. There's value. And he's helping them understand where they're at and where they want to go and how they could get there, right? So onboarding calls. It's a great way. And guess what? Some people come to that call and they're like, I've already watched all the videos. I've come to your trainings. I just like need your help. I need more support. How do I sign up? Some people come like that. Or some people, guess what? They're going to get value from you and they'll hang out in your community and they're going to be valuable fucking community members for you. And you know what? That's amazing. That's really great. That's the point. Is like, you guys, you're here because you want to coach and you want to create content. Guess what this allows you to do? Coach in the most authentic, non-salesy way that sometimes naturally just leads to a sale. Isn't that how we run our business? Instead of fighting and chasing and like pulling teeth to try to get a client? Yeah, it sucks. Okay, the free course. What does this do? This teaches them the what and the why. So like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing it? It also does a few very, very crucial things. If you haven't seen ours yet, I'm going to be updating it soon, but it's still so valuable. What it's going to do is help maybe address some of the limiting beliefs that someone might have that prevent them from starting. It also is going to ask it's going to answer some of the main questions that we get, that I feel if I could just answer those, if someone's new on their journey, it might help them move forward if they just knew the answer, but they don't know who to turn to get the answer. So that's some of the stuff that I do inside of the free course. And so what that does, if nothing else, if you end up getting on a call with someone after they go through the free course, a lot of times their questions are answered. They've overcome some form of a limiting belief or like something that's been going on in their subconscious mind, and they're more amped and ready to move forward. So on your call together, you can help them go deeper in that thing, and they're a lot of times just ready to move forward. Okay. So free courses are great. Master classes like this, which, yeah, some of you might be like, you know what? I want to implement the system. I want your help. Like, let's just go. Let's just do that. And that's great. We're happy for that. Others, you're just here. You're going to get value. You're going to go implement this on your own. But guess what? I did my job. Once again, what am I able to do right now? Coach, add value, and create content, which is what we want to be doing to grow our business, which is what this allows you to do. Okay. And then DM closing, of course. Look, the DMs work. Why? Because you're having conversations with humans. Of course that's going to work. That's going to work forever. And so if we can just bring a little bit of that into this, we don't want to leave our people high and dry, not getting messages from us, right? So DM closing is definitely a possibility. And newsletters. We're able to toggle our content as a newsletter. It's the simplest way to send out a newsletter to your entire list. Steve, the first time he sent one, I remember, Steve, you were so nervous. You were like, he says it's going to send it to 1,100 people. I'm like, I know, baby, hit that button. We got this. Yeah, there's no going back. Okay, cool. So there's really three phases of a client generating community, and I'm going to walk you through more of like our system for that in a little bit. But there's three. So number one is traffic. This is where the people come from. Number two is nurture. So this is the journey that they take once inside, which is the diagram I'm going to show you. So this is your posts, your classroom, your live calls, your deep conversations. So this is where you're nurturing people. Guys, your free community is a funnel, yes, but it's also one of the best nurture tools that your business could ever have, in my opinion. And I think the busier the coaching, consulting, service-based online space becomes, the more important it's going to be for you to position yourself as an authority in your space. And what better way to do that than to have a community that nurtures and keeps them coming back for more. Number three is conversion. So how do you present the next step? And guys, if you take nothing else away, like write this down, circle it a million times. This part is the most important, because if you just present your offer, but you didn't do a good job overcoming their limiting beliefs, answering their questions, making them clear why they should even be interested in what you have to offer in the first place, it won't work. It will not work. If you're speaking to the wrong person, you're attracting the right audience to your community, it will not work. You have to have these things dialed in. Your messaging's on point. Your offer is specific, right? Like if that doesn't work, the whole system won't work. So it's traffic, nurture, offer. Okay, so Circle the conversion part, most of you. Okay, so here's how we built this out inside of our community. So I'll just like show you it actually. But when someone joins, you guys probably received a welcome message from Steve. That's automated for sure. But you guys, here's the thing. When we get automated DMs from some people on Skool and we're like, this is so ick. Has anybody ever got like automated DMs and you're like, this is ick. Like I'm so turned off by this right now. I'm just gonna leave this community. Hey, that's not the point of a welcome DM or automated DMs. Please stop doing that if you're doing it. Uh, what you need to do is just in your welcome, it's automated to start the conversation, and then a human needs to step in to make them feel seen, heard, and understood. So automated to the point where you can step in and be a real human. So the purpose of this is they're not guessing what to do. You guys, you need to make it crystal clear from the moment someone joins your free community exactly what they need to do to get results. Exactly how to. Okay, so like when someone joins, they get that message, but one of the things that we do is we tag them in a welcome post, which I don't see it tagged here. I'm not even going to scroll for it. Okay, I'm not going to show you the welcome post, but when somebody initially joins,
It's
they're
right,
tagged. Where is
it's
it?
right below the first pin,
It's right. Oh,
in the middle pin.
okay. Thank you. Okay, so they're tagged in this welcome post. And what this does is it breaks down what they need to do to get started in our community. And this is so powerful. So number one is they book their onboarding call. Okay, book your, and granted, I didn't just call it an onboarding call. I called it a membership strategy session. Why? It positions it as more valuable in the eyes of our ideal clients, right? So they can open this up and they can book it. This is your next step. Guys, to book a call in the DMs, you don't understand. It used to be like, I would spend hours trying to get someone to book in this call. We get these calls booking in all the time. And I'm like, oh, great. We just booked a call in with Shelly. Who the fuck is Shelly? I don't even know who this is, but we're getting on a call with Shelly, right? It's really cool. So, okay. You book your call, comment I book below, and we'll give you a special gift. So there's like, that urgency scarcity. It's really cool. Add our next masterclass into your calendar. So it gets them showing up to events like this. Introduce yourself into the comments, which brings a form of community and already has them take an action step. Start our free course, which is that ascension piece, by the way, where they can get indoctrinated into our processes and be told the next step if they're ready. Start a free 14-day trial of Skool, which is our affiliate link, which we have like $1,000 a month coming in just from affiliates because we have this link here. And we offer a free 45-minute strategy session for anybody who uses our link. So that automatically brings affiliates in. So it's like each step though, the thing I'm trying to highlight here, we're making it clear from day one what they do. They're simple, actionable items, and every single one of them is ascension into paid. But it doesn't have to be because it's value first. Value first. And then ascension if/when the person is ready. And a lot of times, and Steve, like feel free to chime in, they're asking us how they can sign up. Like that's the reality. So that's how we have that there. It's also in the classroom. It's here. So it's under like a start here module. So you go through and it's the same exact system I just walked you through, but it's just in a course style. So they can go through and it's like book your call, learn with a live event, start the course and download your blueprint, which is a blueprint of our system where I walk them through how we do what we do, why we do what we do, answer their questions, overcome their limiting beliefs, yada, yada. Gonna keep saying that because that's the point of the free community. And then this is that video series that's a free course to make it clear how they can get more support. Okay, so that's just like one of the ways that we're doing this. There's a lot of other things happening in here. Gosh, yeah. But the entire funnel lives in this community. The entire funnel lives here. These are all the ascension pieces and where they're plugged in. You can look at the calendar. Look, there's a couple other things happening. So we have this call here. Then look what we've done. We've put our group coaching calls, which by the way, we have a lot more that aren't on here. I need to update this, but they can click here. And if someone's like, yeah, I just want to upgrade because I want group coaching, they can click this button. And with another click of a button, they can enroll and get instant access to group coaching. So there's ascension built in there too, but it's value based. It's like, oh, group coaching would be really valuable for me. I want to join that thing. So boom, they click a button, they upgrade, they join because they want that level of support. Right? Here's what I want you guys to understand. It's not that we're teaching different content in both places. We're teaching the same content. We're just teaching it to a more like a further along person on their journey in paid who wants more support to integrate the thing. Does that make sense? Same system. They're just doing the work at that point and they need help integrating the thing, which is why someone might be going through this classroom content and go into the calendar and say, wow, group coaching, I feel like I need support. I should sign up for that. That's what happens. So this whole time, you're getting them their buy-in in your unique vehicle, the thing that you help them to accomplish, and really helping them get started on that journey. Like if you even see in here, like we have our mindset module available to you. Okay. And also what's in here is how to master, like how to pick your niche, how to identify your dream customer, how to get clear on your offer. By the way, I've paid a lot of money for courses that only teach this. And I'm just giving it to you here. Why? Because if I can help someone get clarity on the foundations of their business, they're going to want a place to build the system, which is what we'll then teach them, is like how to integrate this. Because you can have the best offer in the world, but if you don't have a funnel that sells it and you don't have a community that holds the premium offer, then what's the point? In my opinion, right? It's like, what's the point of it? So it's like, if I can get them an offer, their price, their niche, and clarity on their business foundations before they even sign up, they're going to look to me as the person to help them glue all these pieces together into a real business machine. That's my mindset. So anything I put in the free community has that in mind. Okay. And then we look at something like the magnetic toolbox. These are tools and systems that I use in my business with affiliate links for someone to join and use them. They're things I would recommend anyway, but this was my way to put together a valuable course that, like, for example, look, this will teach you how to automate testimonials. We get a ton of testimonials. You guys like have seen that if you're anywhere in our free community. We got like testimonials last week, 3 video testimonials through this software. So like I'll teach you how to set it up, but then you might be like, well, I don't have a free community that brings me testimonials. But I know that Jamie would like teach me how to do that. I wonder how I could just learn that from her. So it opens up other questions of I have now all these pieces of the system, but I don't know how to put it all together. So see how I just want you to see how we're doing this, these pieces. Something like this about page audit helps them see where their gaps might existing about page system, or like that's a sales page. So like what could we maybe be doing wrong or need to improve or upgrade so that this system starts working? So what does it do? It reveals a gap from where they are to where they want to go. And I'm able to showcase my expertise and coach them and provide a little bit of guidance. And sometimes what happens, Evergreen Evolution, good example of that. They take the advice. They're part of a membership launch, Light, and their community is now top 1% on Skool. So really cool. They were not top 1% when I filmed this video. Not at all. So it reveals the gap. So what I'm trying to show you here is your unlockables don't always have to be a course. In fact, I was just working with one of our clients this morning, Jonathan. They have SMC Pro, and in their community, they don't want more courses. They have a lot of courses. They want unlockables that are going to help their clients implement. So that's the purpose of this, is how can we help them do what we teach better and offer our guidance, our support. And just so happens like sometimes it ends up being a course if you just, take what, take your advice and just turn that into a course, and somebody can watch the rest of that there. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here. We took something tangible like our affiliate bonus and pulled that as a standalone unlockable, making it feel more physical than just something that they might miss somewhere else. We made it something they could strive to unlock, which I think is really cool. And then obviously a very simple way to upgrade. I think, guys, like there's just going to be people who come through your system and they're like, I don't have time to go through anything. In fact, I don't want to waste my time doing that. I literally just want to work with you. How do I just upgrade? So you need to make it just simple. You click this button and that's it. Go here, click this button. That's it. Okay. So there's a lot more we're doing, like for the sake of time, like I'm going to leave it at that. You guys explore our community and you'll see what I'm talking about. If you start to look at it through the lens of a funnel, you'll see what I mean. But that's a couple of, so the thing too is, you guys, I mean, you've used Skool. You're here because you've used Skool before. It works in any niche. Like here's Tom, and he's one of our clients. He's got the #1 study community on Skool. He uses his free community to funnel traffic into his high ticket coaching program. Pretty cool. Just had like a $45,000 month. Evergreen Evolution. So they have more of like this personal development style community. They're now a top 1% community on Skool. It's David and Brandon. And they were part of that About page audit prior to joining Membership Launch Lite. Okay, so a couple quick things that you can do right now, like make a little to-do list for yourself. Number one is name your community around the transformation that you offer. If you think about the name of your community, it's really important. Ours isn't just called something random. Ours is magnetic memberships because our people want a membership that's magnetic. And that's what we're going to help them do. So that name alone just encompasses everything we're going to help them to create. Okay, so number one is just name your community around the transformation that you offer. Number two is add a start here post with 3 clear steps. Number one is download a freebie, so lead with value. Number two, introduce yourself. Number three is book a call because that face-to-face interaction is so valuable. This could be a call that's purely value. Could be a call that's maybe a triage call to, pitch a big call for those of you in sales. I don't know, but it's valuable FaceTime. Steve, how valuable have you found those calls with our members?
Extremely, I would say.
Who here had a call with Steve? And how was it? Like one word in the chat if you had a call with Steve. I'm just curious. Me, amazing.
Yeah, I would say for me, I get so invested. I spend like 30 seconds over the call. I get so invested because we share each other's dreams, ambitions, and then I take it really personal when people like leave. I'm like, where'd you guys go? Like you left the platform completely, and I get really invested, even if it's just from one call. So yeah, I love those calls. So keep them coming.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Steve gets to meet all of our members face to face and add value and get to know them. And like you guys want to know how our community has grown. It's one of the now top 1% communities on Skool. We're what, like 24 in business, which is like the most fierce competitive category on Skool because our members have had that touch point with us from the very beginning to where they're vested in the community and they keep coming back, right? And that's a lot of you on this call. Like you are our valuable members. You're the reason any of this is possible. And there are some of you on this call, you will never buy a damn thing from us. Guess what? We're going to keep hosting these calls for you. We're going to keep offering you free stuff. We just gave a drone away. We gave away a DJI Flip drone, what, Saturday? Like, oh, sorry, the money category, not the biz category. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so then post your first valuable thread this week. So make a valuable post in your community. Okay, number two is the engagement equation. I'm going to walk you through what we teach our paid clients, how to structure really their days and their weeks. So it's really about this, like what if the number of followers or community members you had wasn't the actual thing that made you money? Because it's not. I speak to people who have hundreds of thousands of followers on social media. They have thousands of members in their groups, and guess what? They don't have that conversion engine. You know, the step 3 conversion. Well, if you figure out step number 1 and 2, traffic and nurture, but you don't figure out number 3, guess what? You don't have a big audience, but a really teeny tiny bank account or a full-time job that you hate to admit that you still have. That sucks, right? Okay. So most people think I need hundreds of members. I need big audiences to make this work. And because they don't have that, they don't think that they're ready. And that's a lie. Okay. Actually, this is accurate numbers right here. Look at this. 229 members in Evergreen Evolution, and they're a top 1% Skool community. Who here, literally just type me in the chat, and I'm one of them, by the way. Who here would think that to be top 1% Skool community, you would need thousands of members? I'm one of them. Like I thought that. It's not true. And why do we want to rank high in Skool discovery? Why is that important? Like Steve obsesses about this. Why is it so important, Steve?
Traffic.
Traffic. Because when you're ranking on discovery, you're going to naturally get traffic from the audience that's already using Skool. Let's just zoom out for a second. Good example of this. Cole Gordon hosts his 8-figure boardroom mastermind here on Skool. To be in that room, you have to be at $100,000 or more per month in your business. What does that mean? His clients are active users of Skool. That's one program out of many. I'm a coach for Rob Dial. He has business breakthrough. He has business mastery. That's a expensive coaching program. All of his clients are here on Skool. So what happens if your community can rank in front of more eyeballs who are already investing in high ticket coaching programs? What that's going to do is further position you as the authority, as the expert in your niche, and they're going to start coming to you. It's what's happening for us. We get a lot of our traffic from Skool. I actually haven't posted on Instagram. I'm just starting back up. I hadn't posted on Instagram since September because we had so much traffic coming in from Skool. That was it. Okay. So here's the truth. A highly engaged small community, I hope I've made that point, can outperform a large one. Okay. Some of our clients, one of them is actually here right now, has taken her free community that has around 60 members and has enrolled multiple high ticket clients from that community simply because she knows how to spark engagement, create momentum, and has that third piece, which is conversion. Okay. So this is the engagement kind of equation that I want to teach you. We call it 5-25-5. Okay. So what this looks like, and this is what we teach inside of Membership Launch Live, is you're going to post 5 pieces of content in your community weekly, adding value. And these are repurposed into 3 engagement groups. Steve initially got known because he got known in the Skool community. So he started to rank on the leaderboards, was posting in the Skool community, and people started to say, who the hell is this Steve guy? They're like, this guy came out of nowhere. He got the attention of Sam Ovens. Sam Ovens and him are now BFFs. On a good day, they're BFFs. We'll see about that. Maybe one day they will be. We'll see. But when you're getting known in other communities, they start to go back to your community. And so if you're not yet ranking on discovery, a really good way to get eyeballs on you is to go hang out at other people's parties, aka their communities, right? And then having 25 meaningful conversations with ideal clients. Like we said, having that FaceTime with your members is so valuable. They get so much from that, and they're more enticed to keep coming back because you've formed real, true relationships. Okay. And then having 5 onboarding calls per week, which if you're leveraging the system that I've already started to reveal to you today, this should be easy. It should be, this number should be an easy, natural byproduct, because if you're getting the amount of traffic into your community that you should be getting, booking 5 onboarding calls per week on autopilot should be easy. Okay. So if you do this consistently, you will see momentum. So that's 5-25-5. Okay. So Lindsay, hey, actually, I'm not even gonna say this because you're actually here. Can you just share for a sec? Because this was a screenshot I took, and I just kind of brought her up a second ago. 60 members in your community, and you've enrolled high ticket coaching clients from your Skool.
Since launching my free community, it has been an incredible trust funnel. I like calling it that because it's like sales funnel is great. But honestly, when I was on Instagram, it was really hard to build that trust and that authority in my field. So yeah, since launching my Skool community, it's not only, I'm really proud of this. Not only have I been following your strategy of high ranking, like getting the engagement going with everything that you've said to implement, that has caused me to go from like the 1500s. I hit the 150 mark in discovery now. I'm 150th. That's it. I got up to 149 yesterday, but I'm like, it's been steadily going up and up and up. But yes, high ticket clients from building the trust in there. I brought them in. I shared my information. I shared my knowledge. I got them on a couple little free kind of mastermind calls. And from there, they were sold. That was it. Honestly, I think there was just a lot of unclarity about what I offer, and really how it goes, because a lot of people hear about what you do and you're like, oh, that person does this, and I tried that before, and nothing really makes sense. But getting them into the community, getting them onto like the masterclass call, and really showcasing what my work was about and what it could really do that was it, signed and sealed. That's what they needed.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. 'Cause, like, I just love your example because we came from a similar world of like hustling the DMs, like all the things to it's just really cool too because your community is one that's not huge, but it doesn't have to be to work. And that's why I love it so much for you. So the third piece of this, the secret number 3 is the automation engine. So this is what we need to start to think about. Like, what if your community could grow, nurture, and convert leads even while you're offline? I think one of the coolest things that you can have happen as a business owner is to be on a hike with your kids at the park, sleeping, and wake up and have your autoresponder tell you that so and so just joined your community when you weren't working. And the first time that that happened for us, I remember thinking, holy shit. Like, I feel like we just figured it out. Because once you have a system that can work once and you've proven that concept that one person will enroll, now what do we have to do? Well, we continue refining that process, of course. Like I just told you, I'm going to be refilming my free community funnel. Why? Well, I've learned a lot since I filmed that probably 6 months ago. I have upgrades I can make to it. But here's the thing, guys, I wish someone would have shaken me 5 years ago. I would reinvent the wheel with every new masterclass, with every new funnel. I would just reinvent the wheel. That is not the point. When it comes to your free community, we are refining. We are making upgrades based on the knowledge that we've gained since the last time we filmed it. We're not really reinventing the wheel. Guys, I hosted a masterclass last month. I taught our system. I just taught it in a different way. And I'm now elaborating on some things I didn't have time for last time, right? So the reality of it is you're never reinventing the wheel. You're just refining, you're tweaking, you're upgrading. That's all you're doing. And so then the longer you're in this game, the better your system's going to become. Because like I'll meet with Steve before I film this free course and I'll say, Steve, what's like number one question that you get from people again and again and again? He'll tell me, guess what? I will make sure that I just answer that question to the best of my ability in that free course. Because now, guess what? When they get on that call with Steve, they won't have that question anymore and he can spend that time on something else, figuring out what the next question is I should answer in the video 6 months from now, right? Okay. So I'm gonna skip a couple of these because it's just not necessary. I'm gonna actually jump to this. So this shows you a bit of like what's happening behind the scenes in a flowchart style, that I think is important for your community working like a funnel. So I'm just gonna focus on this part down here because I think it's the most important. Okay. So a member joins your free community. They answer your membership questions, which are goal, challenge, and email address. Your email address should be added to your Magnetic CRM account. Magnetic CRM is our white label version of Go High Level, meaning you're building your email list. You all need to be building your list because if we don't own social media, build your list. So it used to, by the way, take me hours in the DMs to try to get someone's goal and try to get someone's challenge and to never get their email address. Now you get all of those things in the first 30 seconds of someone entering your world, which we can then leverage, by the way, in the DMs later. Yeah. They participate in your community. The idea here is that they attend one of the ascension pieces here. So a masterclass, a DM conversation, course material, community engagement. They're receiving some point of value from you, and the goal is to get 7+ touch points. Then each step of the way, by the way, they decide the next step. Do they want to join a paid offer because they want help with implementation? Yes, joins paid offer. If no, guess what happens? They keep getting engaged and nurtured, aka pumping them back through this same system, which is value driven. This is why the system works so well, because you're not pounding down their door every time you have a launch trying to sell them something. You're adding value every step of the way. Okay, so that's how that works. Fast forward here. So you've seen what's possible. A funnel that lives inside of your free community, an engagement strategy that works even if you have small numbers, and an automation engine that runs in the background. All of this is happening without you. There are some things you do, for example, masterclass that you'd host once a month live with your community, DM conversation that maybe you or a member of your team could hold, right? 25 a week. a course material that you might film once every 6 months, and community engagement to show your face, be participating. There's some levers that you need to be pulling as an owner of this community. But the reality of it is, you're doing this now at scale. You're doing this one to many, not just one to one, a lead on Instagram that tomorrow is going to forget that you existed. They're not going to forget about you because you're the owner of this community and you're further positioned as the authority in your niche. They're learning from you when they're in your community. That's so number 8, your next step to membership mastery. Look, you've now seen how the funnel to membership method works. This is the exact system that we use to go from chasing clients to attracting them, to scale a membership to $7,000 monthly recurring revenue on the very first day of its launch. Look, you can try to piece it together yourself. I've given you all the things of how the system works, or you can shortcut years of trial and error and work with our team who's already built out exactly what you want. Your next step is booking your free membership mastery session. Look, this is our zone of genius. This is what I specialize in. This is literally where our expertise can come alive for your unique business situation. So on this private 60-minute call, we'll be able to map out your personalized membership growth plan, identify gaps in your current systems and strategy, and help you get clear on your fastest path forward. So if it's a fit, we'll also show you how you can implement everything faster through Membership Launch Accelerator program. There's no pressure. There's no cost, just clarity, direction, and your best next move. So you can click here or scan the QR code below to book your membership mastery session. This is how you can start to build the business that actually works for you, not against you. Thank you so much for taking the time with me today to learn all about the funnel to membership method. I'm so grateful to have you inside of your community. Just know that we've got you, we are holding you, and we have space for you in your business. And I'm just so excited to see how you implement this to scale your income, your impact, and the level of freedom that you have inside of your life and business moving forward. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.